Hi, I'm Life Coach Landry, and the topic is the 7 types of love. Before I get started, I want to name drop a couple of things. I want to thank Auto Exotic. They are giving me a Ferrari Portofino to take to New Orleans, which is awesome. And I will be at the Astros game in the Diamond Box Club in the Landry Crawford box seats for the Astros Red Sox on 10/18. I noticed in a couple of comments, some of you guys said you saw me at an Astros game. So I'll be there on the 18th if you want to come by and say hi. I did this topic because I had a couple of people email me, but I had a particular. I went selling this weekend, and while I was out selling, I was sitting there at sunset, kind of just coasting back to the shore, and I was looking at a couple of things, and I saw an email from a woman that really kind of. She looked really concerned with where she's at, and she has a lot of things going on. I'm not going to talk about her personal business, but I'll read part of her email. And if you're watching, obviously you know who you are. This will be your information. But she talked about how she's stuck right now. She's had some things happen in her life, and she asked me, "Hey, Coach, I really need your help. I'm stuck in a rut. I've been watching your videos for the last couple of weeks, and I've noticed a lot of things you say apply to my life, and I'm trying to figure some things out. I'm stuck in between my past, my current, my future. I'm not really sure what to do. I'm under a lot of stress. Can you give me some advice?" And then she went on to tell me some of the details that were going on. And without revealing the details, basically what she's trying to figure out is what love is best for her. And there are 7 types of love, okay? She also asked, what do I do when I want to think about things? Well, I like to play the piano. This weekend, I went to a restaurant, and I was drinking some rum and feeling pretty good and having a great conversation with people. And before I left in the lobby, there was a piano, and I sat down, and I always play the song I really like called "Where Is My Mind." It just always gets my thought process going. My feelings come through my hands, whether it be kissing somebody, playing the piano, talking on YouTube, using my hands. My feelings they come out of my hands, and that's just the kind of man I am. And I tell people everybody should have a process in which they figure out how they release the way they feel and they love. So obviously my affection is through my hands, my thoughts are through my hands, my feelings are through my hands. But I'm going to talk about the 7 types of love. So this is going to help you figure out what kind of love you currently have. The last one is the best. Number 7 is the one you want. Okay. Number 1 is infatuation. Okay. What is infatuation? Infatuation is when this is the period when you barely know each other, yet you kind of feel like a mutual attraction. And 2 people often don't have the faintest idea what they have in common. There's just infatuation there. And believe it or not, infatuation can go on 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years. And what you realize is you were infatuated with certain things, but you were never feeling complete in that relationship. Okay. The next one is going to be called the liking relationship, will be number 2. That is when in such a relationship, you can be yourself. Now, a lot of people assume if you can be yourself, you have a good relationship. That's actually not true. Being yourself just means you get to do whatever you want, and they just accept that because they don't want to ever lose you, so they just allow things. People who don't put standards to you, when you're not looking, they're scratching their head and their nose and going, "Yeah, I'm not happy with that, but I don't want to lose them, so I'm not going to say anything." Often when people say I get to be myself, well, there's a degree in which you should always be yourself, but there's also a degree in which you have to change in order to be with somebody. Okay, if someone holds you to higher standards and you have feelings for them and attraction, well, then that's a better relationship. Number 3 would be empty love. These couples experience the type of love, they only have a commitment, but there's no intimacy and no passion. Okay, then there's fortuitous love, would be number 4. This type of love includes commitment and passion, and this is pretty familiar to the average couple that dates, that's left scratching their head, and they're like, "How come we didn't go anywhere?" Even though I really like the person, that's usually where that comes from. They can even live together for a long time and then split. Number 5 is romantic love. Okay, romantic love is the kind that includes passion and intimacy, but they're attracted to each other and they feel comfortable next to one another. They're not ready to make serious commitments. And it's not just to each other. They're just not ready to make commitments, period. Okay. Number 6 would be compassionate. They have relationships that are much stronger than a usual friendship, but they don't have enough to really make them go the full mile. Okay. They kind of think about things just in that kind of weird direction of, I'll be there for you, but I'm not really sure I want to commit to this relationship. Usually that'll be a past relationship. Okay. Number 7 only applies to people who are new. Okay, let me tell you where this is called consummate love. Consummate love. These are studied principles in psychology. These are clinical, based on serotonin levels, happiness. Consummate love is also derived from studies of couples that have been together longer than 30 years. That's why consummate love, we know now through science and studying and just things like that, are the best kind of love to have, okay? This love consists of 3 components with some additions to it, okay? It has passion, emotional intimacy, and commitment, okay? And you might think commitment just means being there for each other. No, commitment is to a broad idea of everyday operations of life. Like, you get it, you get the struggles, you work with each other, you understand your expectations from one person to the next. Couples who don't fall into this category, if you've been cheated on, you won't fall into this category. If you've lived with someone longer than 3 years and it didn't work out, you won't fit in this category. That would be a damaged past. That's not consummate love if you've already left a relationship. This doesn't apply to you if you've been engaged longer than a year and it didn't work out and the engagement broke off. Consummate loves don't suffer these things, okay? Consummate loves have fights. They might last a week or 2 max. Maybe you don't see each other for a week or 2, but then you make up and you're right back to where you need to be. Consummate love rebounds pretty quick, okay? Consummate love is also organic. It usually derives out of friendships first. Even if you met each other romantically, typically it's a growing together process. And let me say this, those type of people who organically grow together are extremely rare. And couples who grow organically together only make up about 7% to 15% of couples, and they last longer than 30 years. So consummate love has a long stride to it. So, recapping the 7: liking, romantic love, compassionate, infatuation, fatuous, and empty love. And then in the middle, that has everything, is consummate love. Okay, so liking is just intimacy. Okay, romantic love is just passion and intimacy. Compassionate is just intimacy with commitment. Infatuation is just passion. Fatuous love is just commitment and passion. And empty love is commitment. Okay. Now, a lot of people think, oh, well, we have lots of passionate sex and they tell me sweet things and whatnot. That's not passion. A lot of people get this mixed up. Okay. Passion is, it's not you being ugly and chasing somebody down. It's not you harassing somebody. It's not you being aggressive towards somebody. Okay. Passion is when you're together, you can't help but feel the way you feel. Okay? There's just no doubt about it. And it means when you're just sitting there, just you and them, nothing else going on. Okay? If they were to tell you, I want to marry you right now, you would have no cold feet. You jump right in. Okay? That's consummate love. It means you're just waiting for the ball to drop because that's what you want. Okay? You don't get any fear from it or anything like that. There are, there's these 7 types. I also recommend reading the book 5 Languages of Love. That's a good internal thing to use. These are external things to think about. Meaning, you can, if you're dating multiple people, you need to look at how this line up. If you've gone back to your past, find out where you fall in this. Okay. Typically, if it's your past, consummate love, they say, only applies to people who have been together less than 2 years. So that's why in a lot of videos you hear me say, if you've been with someone 3 years to 5 years to 7 years or longer and it broke up, it's over. That's because you won't fall into the kind of love that shows that kind of lasts forever. And the thing is if we know this for a fact because we've met tons of older couples and interviewed them and talked to them. And science shows that during all those interviews they did with these people, they all found commonalities. They found if you talk to the older men and the older women, you'll never find they harassed me. We broke up. I was engaged to him, and then I left him, and then we got back together. You don't ever hear that. You don't hear I cheated on him or he cheated on me, and then we got back together. You don't ever hear that. The reason you don't hear those kind of things because the couples that have that genuine soul, that genuine connection, that organic growth with each other, they don't do these kind of things to each other. Okay? They just don't. It's because they love that person unconditionally and they want their happiness. And if that means that person needs to be with someone else, they'll even cheer that on, hoping one day they come back to them, but if they don't, at least they know they're happy. Genuine love, okay? Now, all couples fight, all couples go to the same. So if you're thinking, oh, well, we fight, we must not have a consummate love. No, it's not true. It's if you are under 2 years or maybe even 3 years of dating, and you've had a hardship come between y'all, or you've had a breakup, 100% repairable. If you have dated someone longer than 3 years, lived with them, been engaged, had a kid with them, gotten married, got divorced, if any of those things have happened, if they cheated on you, it's over. You just need to let go. I tell people at some point, stop trying to make something that isn't, just let it go. Why do we visit our past in the first place? Insecurity, fearfulness, familiarity, rose-colored glasses. Okay? Remember, everything resurfaces. Okay? So to the person who wrote me this, I hope this helps you. There are 7 types of love, scientifically proven at this point, and we got most of this information by studying older couples and then new couples who are currently married who show tons of signs of being happy and successful. A lot of people say, what equals success? What equals a good couple? Like I said, it all depends how you process your love, right? Me, when I'm feeling good and life's good and the energy's good and I feel like someone's being a good woman to me, selling, going to New Orleans, getting a random hotel. I like to go antique shopping, just random things like that. And if you're with someone and you're not doing a lot of things you want, it may be because you're in an unhappy period and you need to get that figured out and talk to them so you all get aligned, and then maybe you'll start doing all the things that you talk about. But if someone senses that you're doing something wrong to them, which it sounds like that's what's going on with her, if you feel like someone's not doing you right, you're going to be on standby. You're not going to want to do all those happy things with them because you don't feel like they're doing right by you, and you're waiting to see if they're going to. And if they don't, you're simply going to move on. So to the person who wrote me, I hope this helps you, okay? Again, thank you, Auto Exotic. I told them I would name drop them on my video for the Portofino Ferrari. They're going to let me to go to New Orleans. Every time I go to New Orleans, I try to get a Ferrari. And again, I'll be at the Astros Diamond Club Landry Crawford seats on 10/18 during the Boston Red Sox game. And I just saw someone ask me, what's the song again that you listen to? Or are you playing the piano? I like to play the song Where Is My Mind? It's what helps me process things. Okay? So I hope this helps you guys. And I hope this helps you just kind of navigate your life when it comes to what love is supposed to be like. Remember, love is never supposed to be someone who stalks you, who's angry and mad because you're moving on with your life. People like that, narcissistic people, they will do everything they can to get you back to where they are because your happiness isn't important to them. Their happiness is important to them. Okay? You need to look out for yourself and do what's best. So if you've met someone new in your life and they're showing you and you're growing with them, the past will only take you back there to where you weren't growing. And that's why you left in the first place. Okay? Or that's why it didn't work out. So again, contact me in the email below if you want to talk about it. If you appreciate this video, you can show that appreciation by clicking on the donation link below, and I will talk to you soon.